Hello, I'm Chidiko, a software engineer and I'm the creator of Foreq. So Foreq in very simple terms can be thought of as a forward proxy. It is an easy to get started tool that is used to forward requests to other endpoints. So now I'm going to be doing a demo of using Foreq to forward requests to Mailgun in order to send mails. So first off, I'm going to be creating a project, and a project is simply a logical grouping of requests. So I'm going to create one and I'm going to call this guy testing and then create project. So select testing and I'm going to be creating a request. So and I'll call my request now mailgun. So now I need a destination URL. And the destination URL is basically the URL which Forex is actually going to forward incoming requests to. So to get this, I'm going to go to Mailgun and I'm going to be using the sandbox domain that Mailgun provides to me. I'm not going to be using a live domain for this demonstration. So selecting that, we select the API and then we see all of Mailgun's integrations for different languages. Now, the easiest that I find to read if you do not know any of these languages is actually curl, and I find that it's actually the easiest here to actually translate to Forex. So first off, I think the most noticeable thing here is actually the URL here that we need to forward our request to for Mailgun. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste that as our destination URL. And I believe Mailgun needs a post request to this URL. So let's just make that a post request and I'll save that. Now I'm going to select the request. And the first important bit of information here is actually the endpoint. So this endpoint, this URL that we see here is actually the URL that actually needs to be used by our clients in order to forward requests to the destination URL, in this case being Mailgun. So right now we can just test out the configuration and testing the configuration on Mailgun just sends a bare bones request to the destination URL. Bare configurations, well, at least any configuration that has actually been set up in the project. So here we test out the configuration and we get forbidden. And that's because our configuration has not been properly set up yet. So looking at the call request, we see this user flag here. So the user flag is actually call's way of actually accepting input for the basic authorization header. So, and it actually requires the data in this format, API and the API key. So I'm just going to copy that and then I'm going to put in the authorization header here in our headers. So here I'm supposed to put in my API key. Now, to be honest, you could actually put in your API key in here as plain text, but that is sensitive information and sensitive information should be encrypted. So I'm going to encrypt this by making it a secret, and I'll also have by putting in secrets dot mailgun API key, and then I'll update my request. Now, testing out this request as it is will still actually return us forbidden, and that's because the secrets hasn't actually been created. So first I'm going to just copy the key of the secrets, the key name for the secrets, and then go to the original configuration and here we see secrets. Now something that is actually important to note for secrets is that a secret that is created here is actually available project wise. So every request in testing project is actually going to get access to this particular secret. So now I'm just going to add in the secret and I'll just put in mailgun API key and I would go to my mailgun again and I'll go to API keys, create a new key and I'd call this mailgun fork, not railgun, mailgun. So create key. So I'll copy my key, go over to Foreq and I'll just paste that in and save that. So now when we test out our request configuration again, now we get a new error message, progress. So we get the front parameter is missing. So we can actually get that from here. And so we see that the from parameter is actually part of the request body that Mailgun requires to actually send a successful request to Mailgun, right? That to actually send the mail. So we need the from, we need to, we need subject, and we need text. Now, Foreq app does not actually provide a means to actually do all of that in here, um, in the application, and to test the configuration out with that. So what we are going to do is actually uh, move on over to we're going to move on over to Postman to actually do that. So first things first, I'll actually say use body from increment request when using endpoint. So I'll just check that first and then update request. And now I'll move over to Postman. So now we are over Postman. So I've gone ahead and just put in the request body that we needed, and then um, the endpoint that we need to forward our request to. So I'm just going to hit send. And now we see that Mailgun has actually queued our request for send it. So in no time at all, we should actually be getting the mail from Mailgun. And voila, here we see the message with the body, the header, and all of the, well, we see that the request came in successfully. So that has been a very quick demo of how to actually use Foreq to actually forward requests to Mailgun. So I hope you found some value with this, and thank you for your time.